Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay? I know three guys who are not having a great day. These three guys. So, they were found guilty in Ahmaud Arbery's shooting death, and it looks like they're all going away forever. These guys, they got so many charges. They're going away forever. That's it. They're done. That's the end of this case. It's a very interesting case. As you can see, this is a little image from CNN. It says right there, the three white men were convicted in the 2020 death of a black jogger, Ahmaud Arbery. Now, they keep saying he's a jogger, he's a jogger, he's a jogger. I don't know, why are you saying that? Why are you saying, you're trying to paint a picture that all he was doing is jogging. And that's not true. So, anyone in any incident could just say I'm just this or I'm just that. Like, these guys could have said they were just out on a Sunday drive. You know, they're just playing with their guns. I don't know. They could say they're anything, but the media is just hammering that home. It's all over every channel I watch. He's a jogger. He's a jogger. He's a jogger, and the idea being he's innocent. He was minding his own business, out for a jog, doing nothing. Which, of course, couldn't be further from the truth. There's video evidence that Ahmaud Arbery was, at the very least, trespassing on someone's home. Now, this house was under construction, so then the media calls it a construction site. Well, if you look at the house, it just looks like a house. It's missing a garage door, it's missing a door, but it's still a house. It doesn't look like a construction site. It looks like a house. And if you live in that neighborhood, and the houses are all pretty close, and there's a camera facing that house, and you see this guy walking down the street, and then he just goes in that house, what are you supposed to think? He doesn't belong there. Now, obviously, what you do at that point is you call the cops. And that's where these guys went wrong. Now, I think one of them was an ex-law enforcement officer. And maybe one of the others had some experience in that area, but it doesn't really matter. You saw, or you were told, that this guy was on the property. That's just trespassing. You know, you could see he's just got a t-shirt on and shorts. You could see he didn't steal anything. He has nothing on him. So if you want to follow him and see where he lives, fine, and call the police and have them deal with it. This is obviously not the first incident that this particular individual, Ahmaud Arbery, was involved in. Now, that's just speculation on my part. But I have speculation. My speculation is that he's been harassing the neighborhood. He's been casing out other areas. Probably things are going missing all the time. And now you got this guy who seems shady as hell, just by his actions, walking into houses, just going to go in this house over here. I could just walk in that house. So these guys decide to do a citizen's arrest. Now, that is a sketchy thing to do. Now, a lot of liberals and leftists and a lot of people in the news don't think they should ever do a citizen's arrest. No, there are certain cases you have the right to do a citizen's arrest. Now, I don't advise doing one unless the situation is of some sort of extreme. I'm sure that these men decided to do it because the cops aren't doing anything about this harassment in their neighborhood, these problems in their neighborhood. And they're like, well, we're going to do a town watch, and we're going to watch. And, okay, we have a guy who was he walked in a house, and he walked out. Okay, that's actually pretty bad. You got a video of a guy who just walked in someone's house and then walked out. Call the police. If you're going to try a citizen's arrest, like, the rules on how to do a citizen's arrest properly is very difficult. You have to be an expert in how to do a citizen's arrest. So, do you have the right to do a citizen's arrest? Yes, you do. But you have the responsibility to be an expert on how to do a citizen's arrest. If you're just a regular citizen and you ever want to do a citizen's arrest, talk to a lawyer first. Become an expert. That's what you have to do. That's your responsibility. If you're going to do something like that, Now, if the situation was different, if this guy, you have video, he just murdered someone, and someone told that guy just murdered someone, well, then you could detain him, and no one's really going to question what you did. No one's going to say, hey, you didn't do the citizen's arrest properly, you didn't detain this person properly. Hey, I think this guy just killed somebody, so I stopped him, I held him on the ground, I called the police. Now you're going to be a hero. But because this crime is just trespassing, and I don't even know that these guys saw the video, so this is just suspicion of trespassing. They don't really know anything. How are you going out there like Batman and just, stopping people with, two of them had shotguns. Like, you're just out there with shotguns. Like, how does that look? You're three white guys trying to stop this black man who's running. He's running. Is he because he's a jogger? No, he's running. He's trying to get away. It's the craziest thing ever. Your police says, cop says, why are you running from me? Oh, I was jogging. No. It's the oldest excuse in the book. It's a stupid narrative. If you believe he's a jogger, then I don't know what planet you're on. Then all criminals who run, all of them, are joggers. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Is he a criminal? Well, Ahmaud Arbery has been convicted of crimes in the past. Does that mean you're a criminal for the rest of your life? No. But, I mean, if you've been convicted of multiple crimes, I'm okay with calling you a criminal. I'm okay with that. These men have committed no crimes ever. Okay, so now they get overly zealous. They try to do a citizen's arrest. They should have not tried to do this. They should have called the police. They're in a pickup truck, in the back of the pickup truck with a shotgun. The license plate has one of these vanity things around it that's a Confederate flag. And Ahmaud Arbery sees this because he's at one point he's behind the truck. And it's just like, come on, guys. You're not aware of the optics of what this looks like. You do have a responsibility to be aware of what things look like. This is the same with the George Floyd case and Derek Chauvin, the police officer. You're on top of a black guy on the ground, and you're a white cop, and your knee is on the back of his neck in a black neighborhood with a crowd of black people. Say, stop it, you're killing him. And George Floyd's just like he's unconscious. And you're still there with your knee on the back of his neck. Now, I am of the belief that Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. That's a whole other conversation. But my point is, in the end, as a police officer, you are you're responsible for how you make things look. And Derek Chauvin made things look really bad. It's incompetent. So incompetent that now he will spend basically the rest of his life in jail. Certainly the great portion of his life in jail. It's something like 20 years, I guess he got. And he's not a young man. These guys, they're looking at so many felony murder charges. Like, I don't see them ever getting out. Their lives are thrown away because you think this guy may have been trespassing and the police aren't going to get there fast enough. Stay away from criminals. If you can, and if you think this guy's a criminal, first thing you should be thinking is, I need to stay away from this person. He's probably dangerous. Very dangerous. Now they say he's an unarmed black man jogging. Not jogging. That's just the problem with this case. It's just so many lies. These three men are guilty. Should their lives be thrown away because of this? Ahmaud Arbery is a person who has some responsibility in this. You can't just go around doing whatever you want, whenever you want, committing crimes. This isn't the only crime he's committed. People in the neighborhood are probably like, I keep seeing this guy do this stuff, and he keeps getting away with it. So he has a responsibility too. He has a responsibility what happened in this incident. Like, he's running, and there's one of these guys, they have a friend who has a camera. He's recording the whole thing. So I guess we're going to do a citizen arrest, and we're going to videotape it. So this is, they're not hiding it. They want it to be videotaped. Doesn't mean they knew what they were doing. And Ahmaud Arbery is just running, and then he runs around the truck, and then he sees the guy with the gun, And he just runs right at that guy with the shotgun. Right at him. Why are you running at a person who has a shotgun? They say Ahmaud Arbery was trying to, it was self-defense. How is that self-defense? If someone has a shotgun pointed at me, I'm not going to run at them and try to take that shotgun. What kind of self-defense move is that? That's like kind of like suicide by cop kind of move. That's an insane move. Also, knowing his friends in the back of the pickup truck sitting right there also with a gun. So what happens if I do get this guy's gun? That guy's just going to shoot me. So at this point, like, you're trying to do a citizen's arrest, and you're doing everything wrong, and this is stupid, you shouldn't have done it. But now you got your gun, and now this guy is running at you. And now you're in a struggle, and he's trying to take your gun. You're in a heck of a situation. If these men would have allowed Ahmaud Arbery to get that gun, what do you think would have happened? He would have just open season, shot Of course, he would have shot everyone. He would have tried to kill everyone. Of course, that's what he would have done. Now, they weren't allowed to use Ahmaud Arbery's past criminal record in this trial. Why? They weren't allowed to bring up his past mental health history. Why? And no one's mentioning anything about drug abuse. Maybe he doesn't have a drug problem, but my guess is he's committing crimes. He's going to take that money and spend it on drugs. He has a mental health problem. A lot of, a very large number of people with mental health problems have them because of drug use. So he's casing the neighborhood to get money for drugs. These guys try to arrest him, and he's like, I'm not going to jail. And he seems to be crazy. And so he's just like, I'm going to get that gun. And they say he's unarmed. Well, I don't know. If I have my gun, and now this unarmed guy comes and grabs my gun, and he's trying to take my gun. He has my gun in his hand. I have my gun in my hand. We both have the gun in our hands. How is that an unarmed man? I mean, like if I had Ahmaud Arbery on the stand, and I'm the lawyer, like, hey, did you have that gun in your hand? Yes. Okay. Jury, he had a gun in his hand. How is that unarmed? It's not exactly unarmed. It's initially unarmed. I have my gun, not even pointing it at him. He rushes towards me, grabs my gun. Okay, now he has my gun. He's going to kill me with my gun. We both have my gun. We're struggling, right? We're struggling. I'm trying to arrest him, and we're struggling, and I haven't shot him yet. Okay, I'm showing restraint. I don't want to shoot this person. But he's trying to take my gun. What's he going to do when he gets my gun? So now I'm like, I'm going to die if I don't shoot. Literally, I'm going to die if I don't shoot. So one of these men shot him, and then shot him again. And it's just insane that the way this is being portrayed. He's just some innocent guy going for a jog who just got gunned down from some white supremacists. No, these guys were ignorant of the law and of how to do citizens' arrests. They were overzealous. Why are you doing this over something? Does he look like he stole anything? Do you see anything on him? Do you have any evidence of that? Like, just call the police. If this was a much more extreme crime, that's a different situation. But you have no evidence of an extreme crime. I get it, you're fed up. I get it, you're fed up with crime in your neighborhood. And I get that you're paying your tax money and the police aren't doing anything because the politicians, they're telling the police not to do anything. I get all of that. The police are being defunded. Everyone's rethinking how to approach law enforcement. When you hear we're going to rethink how to do law enforcement, be afraid. Be very afraid, because whatever they come up with is going to be no good. No good. It's going to make things worse. So let's take a look here. Here's the video. I'm not going to show the whole thing, even though you really can't really see when he gets shot. But as you can see, this guy driving right here, he's videotaping the incident. And now this video starts a little late. Here's Ahmaud Arbery. You can see he's running around a truck. He was here initially, and then he goes around the truck. what's on the other side of the truck over here? There's a guy with a gun. Why are you? So he went around the truck to sort of hide, so the guy with the gun is now can't really see him. So it's sort of sneaking up on him. His view is obstructed, and now he jumps out from behind the truck and rushes the guy with the gun. And here you see, there's the guy with the gun. This guy up in the truck, he also has a gun, and allegedly there's a rebel flag, license plate, vanity thing. Again, that doesn't mean you're a racist because you have a rebel flag. I understand if you're black, you think that the rebel flag means racist. It's a fair assumption. But a lot of white people in the South, they think it means Southern pride. They think it just means I'm a rebel, right? It's the rebel flag. I'm a rebel. So a lot of ignorant people use the rebel flag for a ton of different reasons. Personally, I'm against it. I only hang one flag. I only pledge to one flag. One flag. Not the rebel flag. Not the communist flag, right? Not the Mexican flag. Not the rainbow flag. Just this flag. People died and gave their lives so I could have my freedom. That all that red, that's the blood of my ancestors. Okay, so that's the flag. The only flag that I wave. So, but that's just these guys. They're just. I mean, look at the optics. You're in a pickup truck with a shotgun, going after a black guy with a rebel flag on your license plate. Could this look any worse? How ignorant are you? These guys are going to go to jail for the rest of their life because of political correctness and their ignorance. I don't think they're racist. I don't think there's anything racist about these guys. I don't really know for sure, but